let's read about migration. Do you know what? Migration is a really big word for birds when they get really cold in the winter and they fly somewhere warmer. This is called migration, and this one is a Canada goose, and he's going to fly somewhere warmer. And right now, when we look up in the sky, we can see Canada geese flying to a warmer place for winter, because pretty soon, is it going to be cold and snowy here? Would you want to live outside all by yourself in the cold and snow?
We can put our coats on. I can go outside.
We can put our coats on. Can the birds put coats on? No. Some of them get extra feathers to keep warm in the winter, and they stay here. But some of them...
Silly.
A duck would look silly in a coat, wouldn't he? Many animals migrate to warmer places in the fall. Look at reindeer. Do reindeer migrate? They do. They go somewhere else. They migrate to find more food. Yes, look at you. That's right. Some birds migrate. They migrate to find new homes. It's okay. He's okay. Some whales migrate. Did you know fish migrate in addition to birds? They go where it's warmer because they're going to have babies. They don't want to have babies in cold water. That would be hard to have a baby and be a baby whale if it's really cold, wouldn't it? So they go to warmer water. Some fish even migrate. Look at these fish. They're jumping. They're going up a river. They're jumping. They really want to get somewhere different. You know what that is? Those are fish eggs. Aren't they pretty? Kind of. Those are rocks. And some insects migrate. We've talked about monarchs. Do you remember when we had monarchs here? And look how many monarchs get on that tree. Isn't that a lot of monarchs? All over.
It's like leaves.
Yeah, some seals migrate. They migrate thousands of miles. They want to stay in warmer water, don't they? And they say, see you next spring. Bye, birds. They're going to migrate away.
There's a lot at the cemetery right now.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. Whoops. So I have a little poem for you, and I have some birds to put on my fingers, but I need you to get your fingers out. These are gonna be blackbirds. You ready? Can you do this? Here, let's go like this with your finger. Can you put this guy on one finger? Put your finger out and let's put him on your finger. Shall we? Okay, there's yours. Ellie, let's see yours. Can you put one finger out? Okay. Okay, come up, sit right up here. Okay, get your little blackbird out. Okay, two little blackbirds sitting on a hill, one named Jack and one named Jill. Fly away, Jack. Put him behind your back. Hide him. Fly away, Jack. Now put yours behind your back. Hide him. Fly away, Jill. Hide the bird. Can you hide him? Yours doesn't want to hide. Come back, Jack. Come back, Jill. That's right. That's what the birds do. They fly away in the winter and come back in the spring. Can you fly your birds up here to my corner and put them right up here? Fly your birds up and put them in here. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Very nice. Okay, now we have a story about a little robin who migrated. And his name is Round Robin. So let's see what he does. When robins get really cold, they puff their feathers out and get very round. But let's see what this one does. Are you ready? At first, the little robin was like any other baby bird. Most of him was head, and the rest of him was hungry. So here he is, a little tiny bird, and he's hungry. And look, his mommy or his daddy is bringing him a nice big red berry to eat. He ate, and he ate, and ate, and ate. Look how little he is here, and look how big he is here. until he looked more like a ball than a bird. Everybody called him Round Robin. The other birds fluttered about from tree to tree. "Come fly with us, Round Robin," they said. But Round Robin was too fat to fly. When he wanted to go anywhere, he had to hop, hop, hippity hop, and sometimes more bumps than hops. But mostly he just stayed where he was. All he wanted to do was eat. When fall came, the robins began to fly south. "Come on, run, Round Robin," they said. "Soon the snow will cover the ground. The food will be hard to find." So Round Robin headed south too. Hippity hop, bumpity bump. He's having to walk, and they're flying. It's going to be way easier to fly, isn't it? It was slow going. All that hopping made him hungry. So every few minutes he had to stop and eat. Round Robin had not gone very far when winter caught up with him. Hopping in the snow was hard. It was easier on the road where automobiles had packed the snow down hard as ice. Hippity hop, slippity slide. Look, he slipped. But uh-oh, what's going to happen in the street? A car might hit him. "If you don't want to get run over," warned the field mouse, "stick to the byways." So little Round Robin did. Look, he's walking in the deep snow. We can barely see him. The snow kept getting deeper and deeper, but Round Robin struggled on. "I'm starving," he complained one day, "but there's nothing to eat." The snow covered up all the seeds he likes to eat. "Oh, I wouldn't say that," said a fox, who suddenly appeared from behind a tree. "You look very tasty to me." He licked his lips and he was going to eat Round Robin, but everything happened so fast that Round Robin didn't have time to think. He was even more surprised than the fox when he found himself flying. He wasn't round anymore. "It's from all that exercise and nothing to eat," said Round Robin, and he flew south. He flew and flew and flew and flew. And he didn't dare stop until he caught up with the rest of the robins. It was warm and sunny in the south with no snow on the ground, and food was easy to find. Round Robin was so hungry after all that work to get down there. Whoops. He ate, look what he's gonna do. He ate and ate and ate and ate and look, he's round again. Think he can fly? Until he looked more like a ball than a bird. It had taken Round Robin all winter to make the trip, and now it was spring, and the other birds were going to fly back north again. "Come on, Round Robin," they said, "time to go home." Do you think he can fly? Let's see. So Round Robin sighed a deep sigh, and he started the trip back north. Hippity hop, bumpity bump. And that's the end. I bet he had to go far north and he got skinny again on his way up. Okay, this one's about an inchworm. This is about an inchworm that didn't migrate south, but he inched along. So let's see what he does. It's called Inch by Inch. And here he is, a little tiny, tiny inchworm on that tall grass. So what would happen, oh, look here. What happens to an inchworm when a bird sees him? What do you think that bird wants to do? He wants to eat him up, doesn't he? One day, a hungry robin saw an inchworm, green as an emerald, sitting on a twig. He was about to gobble him up when, "Don't eat me, I'm an inchworm. I am useful. I can measure things." "Is that so?" said the robin. "Then measure my tail." So the inchworm got on the robin's tail and measured it. "That's easy," said the inchworm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your tail is 5 inches. "Just think," said the robin, "my tail's 5 inches long." And with the inchworm, he flew to where other birds needed to be measured. Oh, look at that pretty bird. The inchworm measured the neck of the flamingo. Oh, look at that. He measured the beak of the toucan. He measured the legs of the heron. Look at that heron. His big long neck looking down at that inchworm. And he's measuring. He measured the tail of a pheasant. He even measured the whole body of a little tiny hummingbird. One morning, the nightingale met an inchworm. "Measure my song," said the nightingale. "How can I do that? I only measure things. I don't measure songs." "Measure my song or I'll eat you for breakfast," said the nightingale. And then the inchworm had an idea. "I'll try," he said. "Go ahead and sing." So here sits the inchworm, and that bird said he's going to eat him up if he doesn't measure his song. So the inchworm said, "Start singing and I'll start measuring." And there's the bird with his big throat full of music, and he's going to sing and sing. And the inchworm started going and going and going. The nightingale sang, and the inchworm measured away. He measured and measured and measured. Look where the inchworm's going. Farther and farther away from that bird who wants to eat him, right? Inch by inch, until he inched out of sight. And the bird didn't get to eat him at all. So that was a lucky one. Okay. Now we have one about bird, butterfly, and eel. Do you know this is an eel? He's an animal who lives in the water. And he's long and skinny. So let's see what happens with the bird, a butterfly, and an eel. It's summer on the farm. The bird and the butterfly and the eel are at home. So the bird lives where? He's flying up in the sky, isn't he? The butterfly, where's the butterfly in the picture? There's the butterfly, and he's up here in the sky too. Okay, very good. I'll keep reading for the movie. Butterfly is a monarch. She lives in a meadow behind the pond. Eel lives in the dark, cool waters of the pond below the lilies. Oh, look at that pretty frog. Bird lives in the barn at the end of the meadow, in nests she made of mud and straw. She loves being safe, high up in the rafters, away from the barn cats. Butterfly is laying her eggs on the milkweed plants in the meadow. Soon the eggs hatch and become caterpillars. They eat the milkweed and get strong enough to spin chrysalises and become butterflies again. So here's the butterfly laying her egg, and then out come tiny little monarch caterpillars, and they eat those milkweed, and pretty soon they spin a chrysalis for themselves. Eel has lived in the pond for many years. She's eating insects and small fish and storing up energy for her long swimming journey ahead. Bird flies over the meadow collecting insects to feed her babies in the barn. That's why we like barn swallows, because they eat mosquitoes. As summer turns into fall, birds young have left the nest and are flying over the pond and meadow, singing songs for butterfly and eel. So here the birds are, then starts the chrysalis, and the butterfly turns into another butterfly, and the eel is full and strong and ready for a long journey. So we have the sky, the meadow, and the river. With the cool winds of autumn, bird, butterfly, and eel sense a change. They feel restless, and they know this means it's time to leave the farm. Bird gathers her babies and flies south over the barn, the meadow, the pond, and follows the coast. Butterfly takes to the southerly winds, heading down over the land and sea, and eel swims downstream and out to the ocean. At one point in their long journey, at the edge of the sea, bird, butterfly, and eel will meet one last time to say goodbye. They see other animals on their own long journeys to the very different places. Then all of the creatures, striped bass, false albacore, common tern, bay anchovy, they all go their separate ways. And here you can see the ocean and the boats on top, And under the ocean are all those fish and the eel. Bird will go 8,000 miles to the southern tip of Argentina, way down here, and spend the winter in the golden meadows of Patagonia, which look very similar to the ones she left on the farm. Butterfly will glide to the mountains of central Mexico, 3,000 miles away, and spend the winter in forests with millions of other butterflies. An eel will swim down the creek connecting to the pond to the sea, and from the coast she'll travel 1,500 miles to the Sargasso Sea and eddy in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. They are going a long, long way, aren't they? Yeah, look at, see, there's the little eel. There's the little bird. They're going a long way. Yeah, that's right. And look where they go. It's warm and beautiful where bird, butterfly, and eel go. See, the bird is in this pretty desert place. The butterflies hang from trees, and the eel lives with has little baby eels down in the ocean. You like to look upside down? Back on the farm, the barn and the meadow are covered in snow. And that kitty can't eat them, can she? She wanted to eat that bird, but she doesn't get to. It's cold and the animals...
What's that right there?
That looks like it's just something someone's painting. It's just something he's looking at to paint or draw. And winter turns into spring on the farm, and bird flies home to her nest in the rafters of the barn where she was born. Butterfly makes a long journey north again as spring turns into summer, her young taking her place in the meadow as the flowers begin to bloom. And eel's young, small as toothpicks and clear as glass, swim up the creek to the pond. And the cycle begins all again. Look at those beautiful colors in the farm. That is very pretty. Isn't that a pretty place? All right. So let's see what we have next. I think we have one called Rebel. What's this one about? What animal is that? What does he say? He says, quack, quack, quack. It's a ducky. You're right. All right, let's see what happens to the ducky, shall we? The wild geese come when the ice starts to melt, and they fly to their very own pond. She pulls together last year's grass, and he watches and watches on guard. She makes a nest for 5 bright eggs, and his wings and strong beak will protect them. So here's the mommy making her nest for babies, and here's the daddy. He's watching to make sure they're safe and sound. She covers the eggs with down from her breast and settles gently on top. He watches and guards through the days and nights, never going far away. So the mommy and the daddy, Canada Goose, take care of their babies together. Through chilling rain and blowing wind, she sits and sits and sits. She leaves to eat, but comes right back and sits again. Then the eggs start to peep and the shells start to crack and new goslings break into the world. So now they have little baby geese. Here they are, and look underwater. The frog is starting to swim and little pollywogs are there. Lots of things are waking up in the spring. The world is cold, but the nest is warm, and they huddle close under their mother. See the babies tucked underneath their mother? She puts lots of fluffy feathers on them. They nibble tender blades of grass and juicy shoots of weeds. As close as peas they stay together, never going far. Now what's this animal? Hi, what's this?
I'm mad.
This is an owl. Do you have some kids who want to come in? Come on in. Yeah, oh, of course. Sure. No problem. So this is an owl, and guess what owls like to eat? They like to eat baby chicks. So this owl is flying over thinking, I'd love to dive down and get one of those chicks. But the father is saying, go away, go away. He says, honk, honk, honk. And he has a sharp beak, and he would peck at that owl if he came down. So the owl's just gonna fly away. He's not going to bother those chicks because it would be too much trouble. Like one bird, they swim together, eating all they can. See how they stay close together. They don't want to get eaten up. They're warm and fed and safe all day, and dark night is the time when they sleep. Parents guard them through the night. See the little baby duck? He's walking away. He could get eaten. We're going to stop for just a minute and have some new children join us. Come on in. How about right here, sweetie pie? Right there. Can you sit right there? Right in front of the camera? Come on over. Come sit by your friend right here. Can you sit down right there? Right there. No problem, no problem. Sit down, everybody. There's more room up here. Come on in. There's some room right back there. You want to sit back there? Come on in. How is everybody? Did you have a long ride to get here?
Yeah. The round nature farm is very long.
It's a long way, isn't it?
And we went backwards.
You went backwards.
We call it the backwards bridge.
I see. Okay.
Is it even called the backwards bridge?
Is it called that? No, that's your name for it. That's your own special name.
Is it called the backwards bridge?
No, not really. Okay, so we are reading about migration, and we're reading about some...
What do you call the bridge?
I don't know which bridge it is.
When you come over, when you come walk the path.
Oh, on the walking bridge? Oh, I think we just call it the bridge. We didn't have a good name like you did. You all thought of a good name for it.
We walk backwards across it.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yes, you cross train tracks. So today we're reading about birds, and birds that fly south for winter. An owl, yeah. You know, there's an owl in our book, and he wants to eat up little baby geese. This is a baby goose. And let's start with the beginning of this book, and we'll tell you. We already read a little bit of it, but we'll tell you what we read. Okay? It starts out with a mother and father, Canada goose, and it's pretty cold. It's the springtime, and they have migrated north, and they're going to start their nest. And here they come, the mother and the father. And the mother scrapes together all the grass and everything that she can to make a little nest. Is that your brother? Do you want to sit down by your brother? You can sit there. Sure. There, you found
These
it.
are rainbows.
Oh, that's a good thing. I see.
When I was little,
Yeah.
Listen, when she's telling us the story, okay?
we were finding
Okay.
Listen, girls.
Yes, I see. So you all are well dressed for today.
I got pink shoes.
Yeah.
Girls,
So
we're listening to the story, okay?
let's see what the geese do to get ready for their cold weather, because they're going to have little baby goslings in this cold weather. So the mother gets her feathers ready. She takes feathers right off her body and puts them in the nest. And the father, look, he's standing guard. He's not going to let anybody hurt them. And she stays close by on her nest, and he looks for some food. But they always stay together so nobody can hurt their babies. Through the chilling rain and blowing wind, she sits and sits and sits. And sometimes the mother gets up and gets a little something to eat, and she runs back to sit on her eggs to keep them safe and warm. And look, it's starting to get nicer out here. The eggs hatched into little baby geese. And look, there's even a frog under the water. Springtime is...
I already saw it.
Did you?
I didn't see it.
Well, here.
Saw it.
You see him?
Under the river.
Yep, it's under the water. Yep. And so, river. And so the world is cold, but their nest is warm, and they bundle close under their mother. And look who else came to see them. Some deer came to see them. Yep, deer have to have a drink too sometimes. Okay. Oh, but now look who came to see them. Who's that? It's a hawk, actually. It looks kind of like an eagle. It's a hawk. And guess what?
It's called a hawk.
Guess what hawks like to eat?
What?
Little baby chicks. That's right. So he's flying over and he would love to swoop down and grab one. But look at the father. He's saying, honk, 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 stay away. And he has a kind of a sharp beak. It's really hard. And he would peck, peck, peck anyone who would hurt his babies. So that owl goes on away. He doesn't eat those babies, does he? He's going to go eat something else.
It's not an owl, it's a hawk.
Did I say owl? Sorry, it's a hawk. You're exactly right. Sorry. Like one bird, they swim together, eating all they can. They don't want to get apart too much because something else might eat them. Like a snapping turtle might. Look, he's looking up at that baby. He's wondering, can I grab that baby and eat him? Let's see. And look what the father's doing. Honk, 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 stay away from my babies. They're warm and fed and safe all day, and dark night is the time to sleep. So they're getting all collected for a safe, cozy night together.
But the one is really lonely.
Yep, he's kind of off by himself, isn't he? The parents guard them through the night, except for we see one's kind of far away, isn't he? They keep them safe and close. Who's that looking for something to eat? That's a raccoon, yep.
Guess what? At my mom's, when I was still awake at nighttime, I saw a raccoon climbing down a tree.
Oh, did you? Yep.
They kind of scared me.
They come out at night.
They hiss at you. And there was a kitty at our house.
Oh, was there? Yeah. When
And every time kitty just walk at our house.
really?
It just walks on the back of our door.
Oh, he does.
And they walk on their paws.
Yes, they do walk on their paws. When morning comes, they'll leave the pond and they won't come back again. They're waking up and they're going to travel on to a new place to live. They'll go together to a brooding ground where all the families are together. I bet you've seen out your car windows or as you've been walking big groups of Canada geese. They like to stay together.
That one doesn't.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that's right. That one doesn't. He's off by himself kind of. He's saying, hey, where's everybody going? He hasn't kept up with everybody, has he? There they'll stay till all of them can fly, and they'll all fly south when it's cold again. They'll fly south together. Okay, you know what?
Pigs can't fly.
No, that's why they have to wait till they're older. That's exactly right. Okay, I have one more book of a few birds that we can look at, and then should we take a walk?
Yeah.
Okay, this one says flap and sing birds.
I like
So-
all kind of different birds.
I know, I do too.
What's that?
This is a mother swan with her chicks, and she lays their eggs in nests, and the little birds hatch from the eggs, and baby birds are called what? Anybody know what a little baby swan would be?
Chick.
What? Yes. Chicks is what they say here. There's another name for a baby swan that's a cygnet. Now, a lot of people don't know that one, but that's what it is. How do mother birds care for their chicks? They keep their eggs warm, and they feed their baby chicks. And this is a picture of one mother hanging on a nest this way. Here's a little chick in a different kind of nest. And here's a bird house that someone made for these birds. Lots of different kinds of birds and chicks. And eggs, yep. Busy mama bird. She's so busy she has to make a nest. How will she make it? What do birds use to make nests? Sticks, anything? And feathers, exactly.
And exactly leaves.
And leaves, yep. In fact, look at this picture. Mama bird gets dry leaves for her nest, and she gets sticks and some moss, some green fuzzy stuff, and she's going to make a nest. That'll be a soft nest with that moss in it, won't it?
In glass.
In grass, you're exactly right.
There's her egg.
There the eggs are. Mama bird is busy. She lays eggs in the nest. How many eggs are in this nest?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 eggs. Good. Are you? That's good. Oh, okay. Very good. All right. Now these little chicks are brand new, and look at their mouths. Do you think they're hungry?
Yeah.
They're looking for something to do. No wonder that mama bird is busy. She has a lot of babies to feed. And look at this one peeking out of the nest with just one eye. See this bottom one peeking out with just one eye? That's kind of
funny.
It is kind of funny. Okay, now she's busy feeding all those mouths. And
Worms? Yes.
what do baby birds love to eat?
Worms.
Yep, worms and bugs, all kinds of things like that.
Worms.
The chicks learn to flap, flap, flap their wings. They learn to fly. Yep. It was along what? A bird? Oh. Oh. And
I just found worm. I found the worm.
oh. Now here is a bird who's just learning to fly.
And I guess and my grandpa he just let me ride his combine.
Oh, you lucky boy. That's a big machine.
I just rode on my dad's motorcycle.
Did ya? So here's a really pretty bird. And remember, they start with what? They start with an egg, and then they hatch, right?
Into a chick.
And then they're a tiny chick, and they're very hungry, right? They have to eat a lot.
Yeah,
and
then
then
they
have.
go up to big birds.
Yep, they have to learn how to fly and be big birds. That's right. Whoop, let's see, what else does it tell us about birds? I bet that's the end. Yep. There's a picture of another unusual bird. Does anybody know the name of that one?
Ostrich.
It's an ostrich. He has long legs and a long neck, doesn't he?